Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Comic Corner here on the Agents of Fandom Network, here on YouTube, Facebook, and the Bad Place. My name is Damon. I am your host. What we do here is comic book news, reviews, and interviews, and today I am joined, all three of us, for the first time in a hot minute, I believe, which is very exciting. AF, I'll start with you. Good after evening to you.
Good after evening. That is correct. Yeah. How are you guys doing? Feel like I haven't had the pleasure to play with you guys in a very long time, so I'm excited. I know you guys are too. But how are you guys doing?
Well, yeah, you missed a Wasp fiasco, which I guess is the big cliffhanger to the last episode. As a Wasp, literally, as we were closing the episode, just flew into my office space here and was just getting very close to me. However, TJ was there for the afters and saw me single-handedly defeat the monster. We did it. We made it through. TJ, good morning to you. Oh, TJ, you are muted.
Oh, whoops. Good morning, my friend. AF, it is fantastic to see you, man. I missed you. It is so exciting for us all three to be together. And luckily, we got some really great books to talk about, too. So I unfortunately didn't get to all of them, but I think I got the good ones.
All right. We'll find out. What's on the rundown today? We got a lot of comics. We're going to start with Gwenpool. Number 2. Who are you? Mystery Gwenpool? No, really, who are you? Because I'm starting to get a little worried. Wally is on the run, an absolute flash, number 4. And of course, this is not a Comic Corner episode if we do not bring up an absolute book and an ultimate book. And the Ultimates, number 13, dropped this week. Is it my favorite issue of the week? Who knows? We will find out. But first, I feel like I'm almost required to do this by the powers that be here at the Agents of Fandom Network, because Mr. TJ Zwarich immediately texted me this thing yesterday, like full on, like, this has gotta be in the show. And I'm like, okay. The Spider-Man 94 animated series, as we all know, left off on a very big cliffhanger. Mary Jane's gone somewhere in the spider ether. Who knows? I don't know. It's been 30 years. Well, that is finally being picked up, guys. We're finally continuing it. I know we did see the two of them in the X-Men 97 animated series, so we do know she is back. How is she back? Well, we're going to answer it with a new animated... Just kidding. It's in a comic book. This is going to be a Spider-Man 94 comic. I believe this is definitely not the first time Marvel Comics have done this with like the animated series from the 90s. Before we got the X-Men 97 comic, we got like an X-Men 90s like House of X 97, which is like based in that world, but more like a what if adjacent to it. So, gentlemen, I am not the biggest Spider-Man animated series from the 90s fan. I have seen most of the show. I have watched a lot of them. Like the Daredevil episode is like, episodes are kind of like, you know, the thing that stand out to me. There's also a really fun Doctor Strange one in there as well. Are you excited about this? Are you going to pick this up? Does it pique your interest, as we like to say? AF, I will start with you.
Yeah, no, I'm all in on this. I loved the show growing up, and if we are speaking about that finale, the best part of that finale for me was Spidey going to the real world and meeting Stan Lee. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna pick this up. I want to see what happens. So yeah, I'm all in.
DJ, what about you?
I'm kind of in the middle on this one, I think. And don't get me wrong, I'm with TJ, the other TJ on this. Spider-Man animated series in the 90s was like the cartoon for me, that alongside X-Men, like that's why I am here today, honestly. So I have a major love for the property, major love for the cartoon, but part of me also feels like I would rather just them do the cartoon again, like how they did X-Men 97. Like I feel like for me, that's kind of what I really want. So I don't mean to be like selfish, but getting a comic is just like, okay, that's cool, but not what I really want, if that makes sense. So I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on it though. I mean, definitely gonna check it out. And I like that they're continuing the story. It's not just like, oh, look at this thing you remember. It's like it actually has like a story purpose. So that is another tick in the good box for me.
You know what this feels to me? And maybe you two will either agree or disagree. I feel like this was a script that was written for a reworked
100%.
Spider-Man 94, whatever, 97 animated continuation. Even if it was just going to be a 1-season thing, a 5-6 episode thing just to answer that. And I feel like, again, assuming, this feels like something that's like, we have the script here, we like it, but we're not going to go through with the project on a TV animated form because we're kind of moved away from that stuff on Disney Plus, it seems like, unfortunately. So let's do something with it and make it into a comic. That's what's kind of like, I'm getting that vibe here.
Yeah. I don't know though. I feel like for me, I feel the opposite, which I'm super excited for Ironheart. I'm super excited for all those others. So like when I say this, don't take it in the wrong way, everyone watching and listening. But for me, I think that they should double down on like the X-Men 97 type stuff and kind of pull back on the live action series stuff. To me, that seems like it would work better. So like you said, Damon, it seems like they're kind of pulling back on it. But in my opinion, I feel like they should rev up on the animated side of things. But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that Damon's pretty much on the money with them having a script for it. And I think the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man series was so well received that they probably don't want to have 2 different animated Spider-Man series running concurrently. And that's probably why they decided, okay, because that's garnered such a huge following, like, let's rather just convert this one into a comic book, make it a short run, wrap up that story, and yeah, then we'll move on.
I think that's a great point. I think that's possibly what could have happened. Who knows? We're speculating. And that's
do we got a writer announced on this, or just?
I did not do that much digging into it. I'm going to be honest. I just saw the cover and was like, okay. I saw the plot and went, okay. And that's more just because I'm, again, not like the biggest animated Spider-Man fan from the 90s. That just wasn't the cartoon that was for me. The X-Men one was when I remember a lot more than Spider-Man. So
okay,
there you go.
So it looks like it's J.M. DeMatteis is writing it, and drawn by Jim Toe.
There you go.
So there you go, everybody.
There you go. That will be coming out, I believe, in September, because we already have our August solicits, correct? Yes. All right. So there you go, everyone. Spider-Man 94, the comic coming out in September to a comic shop near you. Go check it out if you are interested. Let's stick in the spider pool. Ah, oh, that was terrible. All right. The tragic death of the original Gwenpool. This is number 2. This has a brand new header on it. This is written by Kevin Scott, artist Stefano Nessi, colorist Matt Miller, letterer Ariana Mayer, and editors Kaden McGahee and Jordan D. White. First of all, I hate this cover. It's an awful cover. I intentionally got the B cover to this issue because I dislike the A cover that much. I think AF and we both read the first issue, and we both came away being like, that was fun. Kevin Scott writes a fantastic Gwenpool. Like, he writes her so well. He gets her humor. He gets her quips. I'm a big Kate Bishop person. I thought Kate Bishop was, like, written fine. And we didn't get any of, like, the resurrecting of Gwenpool or of Gwen Stacy stuff in the first issue. We're getting to it in this one. You had to. Like, that was the whole point of this series. We had to. And it's fine. Again, like, it's like who are you? We don't know what's going on with this new Gwenpool, this Gwen Stacy. Is she a fully resurrected hand assassin? Is she a clone? Is she anything else? I don't know. We don't know yet. They haven't answered that yet. That was more of just kind of things getting brought up. What we do know is she has memories with Peter. She's still very salty about the whole thing, blames him for her death, which is wild. won't go there on that one. I'll let AF handle that because you're a big Gwen Stacy fan. We have another Gwen Stacy book we'll be talking about later in this episode too. But I thought this was fine. Once again, the writing that Kevin Scott does with Gwenpool to me is the highlight of this entire series so far. If you like Gwenpool in that sense, yes. Again, not so much a spoiler because it's on the header, but the tragic death of the original Gwenpool, TJ, spoilers, Gwenpool dies and is killed by Gwen Stacy in
No
this
way.
exact manner.
I don't believe you.
Well, it's Gwenpool, so who knows? It's a comic book, who knows?
Yeah.
AF, I did a lot of yapping. I want to hear your thoughts on this issue.
I think it was fine. It was going to be very tough to follow up that first issue. I really enjoyed that first issue. This one was okay. I must say that I laughed out really loud when Kate Bishop asked Gwenpool, or the Gwendolyn Pool, who that is, and then she was like, "That's Gwen Stacy," and she was like, "Who?" And she's like, "Emma Stone." That was funny. And then she's like, "Oh no, it's cool. It's complicated. I'll not get into that." But yeah, like other than that, there was a lot of dialogue going back and forth, all of these things. But yeah, that ending, she's not really dead. They won't do that. Kevin Scott, he gave that entire speech before the first issue came out, and there was a lot of backlash about it. And then he tried to like sort of tame the flames and all of those things, trying to say that like he respects Gwenpool and he knows the character really well. So yeah, she's not dead.
She will be dead at least until this miniseries ends. She will be a little ghost going around, but also it's Gwenpool. Stefano Nessi, I really enjoyed your art on this issue. I will say, I really enjoyed your art. I think you do a fantastic Gwen Stacy. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be dead by the end of this. I'd be very surprised. But I enjoyed the issue. I really think the Gwenpool of it all, like, I know there was like a lot of the uproar and everything when it came to the return of Gwen Stacy of it all, but the Gwenpool of it, like you and I both agree, is very fun. And if you like Gwenpool books, or if at least in the very least, if you enjoy like those bits, go read more Gwenpool, because Gwenpool is a delight. She was also in Kelly Thompson's West Coast Avengers, so go check that out as well. So TJ, will you be checking out these issues?
I mean, I feel like I have to, just because we've talked about it so much and like you guys have talked about it. And also, too, I like to stir up the pot a little bit. So go crazy with it. You know what I mean? Like Gwenpool, Gwen Stacy, Gwen Spider-Man, Gwen Goblin. I don't care. Give it all to me. I'll take it. I'll have a good ass time with it. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to check this out. Like I said, especially, I mean, if we didn't talk about it, I probably wouldn't have. But again, now I feel like I have to. So I'm definitely going to be picking these up.
You both know I was yanked into this because of the Kate Bishop Jeff factor.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, just very cute in this issue, not playing like a huge role. Kate, it's funny because usually you have like a comedic side character, and Kate's more of like because Gwenpool's the comedic character in this, so Kate has to be more of like the action person here. I'm looking forward to see where this kind of goes. AF, where do you think it's gonna go? You think by the end she's gonna be fine? All the badgering?
It's Gwenpool. So I mean,
it's Gwenpool.
She can normally dictate anything that she wants to happen. But yeah, I'm probably going to be reading this up until the very end. So I'm excited to see what comes.
All right, Gwenpool number 2, Gwenpool number 3 coming out next month. We will talk about that. Let's talk about your favorite character. AF, let's talk about your favorite character. Absolute Flash number 4, written by Jeff Lemire, artist A.L. Kaplan, who's a coming artist for this one, colorist Chris Sotomayor, letterer Tom Napolitano, and editors Ash Padilla, Andrew Marino, Katie Cooper, and Chris Conroy. My favorite thing about this series so far, I mean, the first issue, I remember TJ being a little pushback on it, saying the first issue didn't get you. And I a bit agreed on that. Like the first issue wasn't like the strongest first issue, but as this has gone on, I've enjoyed this more and more. It feels like it's perfect for what the story is, where the first issue is a bit chaotic intentionally because you're going through what just happened to Wally. He's going through time, back in time. It's giving you a headache as it's giving him a headache to go through all these moments. But now he's starting to calm down. Things have settled down. It's gotten more grounded. And the dynamic between Wally and baby monkey Grodd is probably my favorite thing in this whole series right now. TJ and I both agree. You give me a little monkey sidekick, and I'm sold. Every comic deserves a little monkey sidekick. AF, your boy's on the run. What you think about this issue?
This was probably my favorite issue thus far. I think that there was a perfect blend of everything in this one, and we got the introduction of Linda Park in the Absolute Universe. We got Sue Dibney, we got Ralph Dibney, and we find out that Iron Heights is a homeless shelter for kids, which is amazing, and it's run by Ralph and Sue Dibney as well. I feel like we are finding so many different layers to this Wally character, and as I've said before, anytime Wally is in the same issue as Linda Park, he immediately becomes a better character. So their first few couple of interactions have been amazing in this book, and I'm excited for what this run can actually produce now, because I think that it's the pace is being set, and yeah, we are finally starting to get somewhere. They gave a couple of Lazarus name drops as well in this issue. So yeah, world building, man.
World building, woo! The Absolute Universe, it's all connected, baby. I actually agree. I think this was my favorite issue as well. Even with the stand-in artist coming in for, I don't know if it's just this issue or for this little mini arc that they're doing, because the whole point of this new story we're going into is it feels like we're gonna get Wally maybe by the end of this to actually be Flash, become Flash. He's becoming a hero rather than just being on the run. And that's with the help of little baby monkey Grodd, who's adorable. And I just love him. I want to give him a hug. And it seems like some other rogues have kind of escaped. And Monkey Grodd is leading Wally to these other villains. And I don't know. A part of me, AF, actually feels like he's not going to like fight and take them down, but help them. And I think that would be very Wally West. It'd be very Dick Grayson Nightwing of them as well. It's one of their best friends. How do you think that's all going to play out?
I kind of agree with you, because that's what I thought when I think it was Firestorm, Weather Wizard, and Heatwave. They were the three rogues who kind of broke out of the prison or the lab. And I feel like in the same way that Grodd sort of aligned with Wally, there's probably going to be a lot of Wally trying to find the humanity in these rogues, and it's going to be like Wally's team versus the normal rogue gallery. So yeah, I think it's going to be a cool premise. I can get on board with that. And yeah, I'm excited to see the next issues with Heatwave. So I'm excited to see how they tackle that in the Absolute Universe.
If I had a nickel for every time the Ultimate Universe, the Absolute Universe had your main heroes start to team up with some rogues, I'd have like 3 or 4 nickels at this point. Actually, it seems pretty common, but I'm not mad about it. I'm kind of into it. So we'll see. We'll see if it even goes down that direction, or Wally has to like really kick into like superhero Flash mode and take them down. We do know that like Barry's kind of dead, but his spirit is lingering on. So even though Wally is the main Flash, Barry is still a presence throughout as like a little spirit being like, help me. And then it just kind of like fades away and
yeah,
the Flash Force. So there you go. Absolute Flash number 4. I'm really digging this, TJ. I'm excited for you to get back in on this because
I read it.
issue. Oh, you
I
read
it.
it?
Yeah, I was
assumed you
waiting.
didn't.
I was
I'm
waiting.
so
I was like, oh, I
sorry.
guess screw me then. I guess.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
TJ, tell me what you thought about this issue.
I mean,
should have asked.
I agree with you guys. You know, I liked it. No, seriously, I really enjoy. I agree with you guys. This was my favorite of the four. The first issue interested me, but didn't necessarily sell me. But I'm sold now, especially with Grodd, like that little partnership that they have going on. Oh, right in the heartstrings, right there. I love that. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought, but I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Absolute Flash has definitely shot up my list on the Absolute books. Yeah. And I'm probably more excited for issue 5 of Flash than I am for a lot of the other Absolutes, which I will say, granted, I'm about like 3 issues behind on both Superman and Wonder Woman. So got to catch up on those. But like between this and Batman, they're like neck and neck with me right now. I really liked this 4th issue.
I think you'll be, I'd say you'll be back in, because we always say this about the Absolute books. It's like one oversteps the other and then oversteps the other, and it's a constant kind of like a ladder.
Literally constant.
So Absolute books, absolutely killing it. All pun intended. TJ, did you check out the Ultimates number 13? We did. We will both talk about it. Let me give you kind of what's going on, because this says Ultimates 3.0. We are on issue 13. This is the start of the 3rd volume. Each volume kind of has a different iteration of the Ultimates. And at this point, which was the point of issue 12, which Tony and Doom sit down, they said, man, this just hasn't been working. Like, we've been trying, we did the superhero thing, we went back in time, we did the chant, like, it's just not working. We need to do more, because the Maker's gonna come out and we're gonna get cooked. Which is probably true. Like,
straight
at that point, yeah, like they were gonna get cooked. So, what does Tony and Doom do? AF, what do Tony and Doom do with this new group of Ultimates that they say, okay, nothing is off limits at this point? Crazy things, time travel. Hey, shenanigans. We have a whole time travel machine we intentionally have been using since issue 1. Maybe because some characters blew up in the process. Oops, they didn't know how to use their powers. Whoopsies. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to turn prisons into schools. We're going to turn prisons into time areas where time in there is 6 to 8 times faster than it is in reality. And we're going to get people to become their true superpowered selves, learn civics and history, learn how to use their powers, become better people, use it as a reform rather than corrections, which is great. I mean, when Dennis Camp, this is written by Dennis Camp, artist Juan Figueri, colorist Federico Blee, and letter Travis Land. When Dennis Camp gets into his commentary, he's excellent with it. And it's not subtle, but it doesn't need to be subtle. I think TJ will agree with me on that.
It shouldn't be subtle, I would say.
It shouldn't be. I'm okay if it is at times. Like Gail Simone had a great post on Blue Sky where X-Men are often an allegory for many, many, many things. A lot of social issues, a lot of socio-political issues. But it's also just as important to not have allegories and just have the thing in front of you and it not be an allegory. Have not just a mutant, but a trans mutant, a queer mutant, right? Or just a queer person, right? It's important to not just have an allegory for something, but it is also important to have that allegory too, because a lot of people can understand and maybe relate to the allegory more, just to like put a little bit of a curve on it. So someone who, you know what I mean? That's why we do allegories.
Yeah. I think there's a good balance between the two, and like there's definitely moments where, like you said, the allegory is more appropriate, but that's something for me I love about Denise Camp is that he does not pull any punches with what he's saying. He says exactly what he means, and he shows and he portrays that to the reader. And that's, like I said, that's the thing I love about his writing, whether that's Ultimates, the new Martian Manhunter book. I think both kind of deal in those kind of veins. But this issue was everything I want. I mean, I'll say it's not my favorite in terms of like, big bombastic, like crazy. Like we didn't get really many like the last issue, spoilers for everyone out there, but like we learned who the mole is, right? Like we don't get something like that, but it's just a real progression of where the Ultimates have started and where they are now. And I mean, the whole idea of, you know, in the end, revolution always wins, my friend. And like the idea of taking the Ultimates and making it this revolution among the people and not just of these 6 to 8 superheroed people. I think that's just such a great idea. It's such a poignant idea. And it feels like this is where we have always been headed. We just didn't know it until this issue. So, I mean, I can't say enough great things about Denise Camp, Juan Figueroa. The art in here is great. And the Ultimates keeps killing it, man. It's literally, I think, almost undoubtedly the best book at Marvel, if not the best book on the shelves right now.
I'd say that Ultimate Spider-Man, I've really been loving. Also, Ultimate Wolverine so far. But those three books, I would say are undeniably my 3 favorites when I see those on my poll list for the month. There is something I actually wanted to bring up specifically with this. So this was my favorite book of the week. And I think we are starting to see, unofficially so far, the introduction of a famed Marvel character in this issue. We started seeing it already, TJ. Because it kept bringing asked, what are the Ultimates? How'd you come with the name Ultimates? Keep saying Ult. Because what does AF do? What does AF do? What does Tony do? AF. My brain's not working.
I was like, what did AF do?
What did AF do? What did Tony do?
Like, did I miss something?
What did Tony do?
Was it supposed to be prepaid?
When we are messing with timey, whiny shenanigans and nothing is off the table, we are in full sci-fi mode. He split himself up into 8-9 parts, going all around the world, almost like a certain character who is very robotic,
Ultron.
who can be almost anywhere at once. TJ, Ultimates.
Oh shit, dude! I didn't even think of that.
Iron Lad is becoming Ultron, and we
Dude,
kept saying one of you is going to destroy everything.
What?
Only Ultron destroys everything.
Dude, shut your mouth. Are you serious? I didn't even think of this.
I saw immediately in the first few panels, his eyes are glowing stuff.
It makes so much sense.
Very robotic, and I'm like, why are you just like so robotic? You're like so, and then him like, oh my god, he is becoming Ultron.
Damn, I feel so silly now.
And Wasp, sorry for the spoilers, everyone. We have the mole. Wasp is the mole. And she's seeing all this go down, and she's like, oh shit.
Damn, that's crazy. You got a good head on your shoulders there, Damon, because
sometimes I say AF is Iron Man.
Yeah, well, so I have a question for you if we have time, because I feel like maybe this mispassed me, or I feel like 12 I skimmed through, so maybe I missed something. What's up with the god? Which I guess this should be like
that was Thor, dude.
Was that Thor?
That was Thor. Do you remember how Thor went to Asgard with Sif and just dealing with Loki? And it's like, oh, we have problems up here. That was a whole issue explaining why he essentially can't be on Earth right now.
Okay, yeah, because just the way they drew it, like it was like the face, I was getting like Demiurge vibes, but I was like, wait, we haven't touched on any of that crap. So what the hell is this? And then second question, what do you think? Which now that you brought this Ultron thing, I think it all friggin' fits together. But what do you think Tony did with Jim Hammond with the Human Torch?
That's another one.
We don't see
Jim Hammond
what
goes
happened.
back or forward in time to do something. And Jim Hammond is acting like he kind of sacrificed himself. So whatever he does, he's not coming back. Damn, so what does he do? I don't know. That can be anything. And if we remember, I think it was Ultimate Invasion where we see the giant fight, that like the hilariously large fight that's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to get like everyone and anyone throughout space and time.
Denise Camp, man, you're crazy. Denise, you crazy, man. I love it.
I love this book. I love this book. What a cool issue. Yeah, man. Tony Stark, I believe, is genuinely becoming Ultimate Ultron. Whether that is good or bad, we do know one of them has been foretold to be the Destroyer. And we're all like, it's Doom. But we also have Ultron.
Hank has been pretty quiet lately, too.
Well, he's the Wasp said like his night terror.
He's having night terror. I know, but I'm just saying we haven't seen him at all.
I don't want anything to happen to Hank in here. Let Hank be just the sweetest little pumpkin.
I'm not saying something bad's going to happen to him. I'm just saying he is probably involved with this Tony Ultron situation.
Maybe. No. This Hank is not intellectually as you would.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, in some form or fashion, he's gonna be involved with this. I mean, if we're going off of how Marvel usually works, and we see that the Ultimate Universe in a lot of cases is not as different from 616 as they want you to believe. So I still got my eye on Hank, man. He might not be the mole, but he's doing something.
Leave Hank alone.
No, he's a great guy.
Let this be the one good Hank in the multiverse.
I don't think he's malicious. I don't think he has like violent intentions. I think he's trying to do good, but he's gonna screw something up. Unfortunately.
I hope not. AF, I cannot wait for you to like just kind of go through and like really embrace all this Ultimate stuff. It's just so
dude.
Good.
I've started ever since I got Marvel Unlimited. I've started making my way through the Ultimate book, so I am well on my way.
Do you have a favorite so far before we move on?
I'm really enjoying Ultimate Spider-Man. So yeah,
understandably so. It's great.
So I've started Ultimate Spider-Man. I've started Ultimate Wolverine. I've read the first issue of the Ultimates. So yeah, slowly but surely making my way.
There you go. TJ, let's move on over to DC for AF's sake. Let's move back to DC, I guess, because we did do Absolute Flash. The New Gods. Number 7. I remember Hey, look, there's Superman on the cover. Hey, is Superman
Justice
in this
League
book
again, man. Last 4 issues. Well, for everyone out there, I hope that you'll be happy to know the Justice League are actually in this issue.
Hey!
After like 3-4 issues of teasing them on the cover, they actually do something in this issue, and it's fun. It's really I say it's good because I'm enjoying the story a lot, but it was a little like frustrating. Like, okay, you guys have teased this for like 3 issues just to get us here. But yeah, it's a great little meeting between the the heroes of Earth and the gods, and we talked about last time. Basically, this story is revolving around this new god who is like a baby, and it's like the most powerful of all of them. So all the kind of heroes and gods unite and are like, oh, what's up with this kid? And we leave on a relatively happy note, but we also have, Granny Goodness and all those people from Apocalypse. I keep wanting to say Megatron. It's early. My brain is not working, but one of the new gods who is not a cool guy, and it's not going to be good for sure. So I'm interested to see if the Justice League or some of these heroes are going to become intertwined in this fight, because it kind of leaves it up in the air. Like they don't like go their separate ways. So I'm interested to see moving forward if some of these heroes are going to get involved with what the new gods are going on, or if they're like, yeah, you guys are good.
Written by Ram V, artist Evan Kegel, and colors Francesco Segala. I see Big Barda on there, TJ. Is Big Barda in this issue?
No, she's not really in the issue, but she's been a central character with Mr. Miracle. I'd say main characters are Mr. Miracle, Barda, and then Orion is like really where the big conflict comes from. But like I said, this issue kind of brings people together. I don't want to give away too much, anyone who's actually reading this, but Orion and Mr. Miracle very much at odds. This issue we are kind of coming together, so it's like I'm interested to see where we're gonna go next.
AF, sticking with DC, This is Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman, written by Tom King, artist Belen Ortega, colorist Alejandro Sanchez, letterer Clayton Cowles, and editors Chris Rosa, Marquis Draper, and Brittany Holzer. You asked me if I've been keeping up with Tom King's Wonder Woman. Unfortunately, I stopped right when the Absolute Power event hit. Unfortunate. However, I will say I had been enjoying the Trinity backups that are in those issues. Those are always a delight. I know I don't know if they're like canon or just stories or whatever. I don't care. They're fun. You get to see like Damien and John become corgis. Because why not? It's a comic book. It's silly. AF, tell me about this issue of Trinity.
So what's a Comic Corner episode where I'm reviewing a book and not taunting Damon with time travel?
Fuck!
It's one of my favorite times of the week, and Damon just used the F-bomb for the episode.
Gosh darn it.
So yeah, no, this book was fun. I giggled from the first page right up until the end. It starts off with Wonder Robin, who is Lizzie Prince, the daughter of Wonder Woman. So she's like this 6 or 7 year old tiny girl. She is telling Pariah the story about her not really her trying to find corgis. So we go further through Brandon on language. Amazing. So we're going through the story, and we get to all of those backups. So like you said, Dick and Damon, they turn the corgis in the backups. It happens again in this book, and they are basically scattered through time. And the whole objective of the story is that teeny tiny baby Trinity is sad because she doesn't know her dad. She doesn't know Steve Trevor. She's never met him. She always wanted to, but she never did. So her teenage self comes from the future, and she says she's coming back to remedy the situation because she just got reminded of it, and she was like, let me just go back in time and let me handle that situation. Let me ease your pain and all of those things. That doesn't go well. They go to the future, to the adult version, and then all three of them, they are stuck in this weird point in time. The corgis are scattered through time and space, and now they have to try and go find them. And while they're doing that, they're still trying to find Steve Trevor as well, because now teeny tiny Trinity wants to save Steve Trevor so that she can meet him. But there's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of humor. This is a fun book. It is. When I first picked it up, I was like, why are people hating on this? There was so much backlash. If you go into Comic Geeks, do not read the reviews on this book, because those are just trolls. Those are just people that absolutely hate humor. They hate when a female is made front and center in a comics. So yeah, I loved
fun.
it. Sorry?
They don't like fun.
They don't love fun. That's exactly it. And yeah, I had a good time with this. If anybody wants a couple of laughs. And also, I haven't been reading Wonder Woman. So I picked this up and I didn't feel like I missed anything. It was amazing.
My only thing when it comes to any of this, because like the Trinity backups, they're fun, little, silly, over the top, just stories, right? Am I a bad person for not liking Steve Trevor? I find him so incredibly boring.
He is.
I cannot look at that man and be like, you're Captain America light. Like super light. Like Coke Zero, like you're Captain America Zero type of thing. Like I don't find him interesting.
All my homies hate Steve Trevor.
I don't
He's
find
not
him
a great
interesting.
character.
I don't know. Am I a bad person?
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
I'm right there with you, dude.
I don't know shit about Steve Trevor. Fuck him, man.
His name is Steve, too. It doesn't help. It doesn't help the man's name is Steve. I understand why. I
He
get
has
all
two
of it.
first names.
Yeah. You can't trust anyone with two first names. That's the first rule of life. For sure.
Oh, no, not the Reed Richards 2.0. Anyway.
Never trust a Steve Trevor. Never trust a Reed Richards. You can write that home to the bank, kids.
Write it in, folks. Yeah, sticking with you, but we're moving over to Marvel. This is Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider. This is the penultimate issue of this first run, half of the run. You know how Marvel loves their number ones. This is written by Stephanie Phillips, artist Paolo Villanelli, colorist Matt Miller, letter Ariana Mayer, and editors Caden McGahey and Jordan D. White. I know she's in space. She has crazy cosmic cube powers. She's learning how to use them. What happens in the penultimate issue?
Yeah, so, I mean, we had her interacting with Jean Grey, and Jean Grey basically told her how to sort of use this power. And Loki, who is still in space with her, is telling her that she doesn't know how to use it. And it would be better placed in his hands. So, obviously, Gwen's not going to give that up to him. She takes him to a planet that he created when he was younger, filled with so many monsters. They call him Father because he basically created all of them. And within this planet, there's another Loki variant called Monster Loki. He looks like a fusion of Loki and the Hulk. That's the best way that I can put it. And yeah, we have Obi as well, coming back since the first issue. We haven't seen him since then. He is now promoted to field mission, so field work. He's a field agent, and he has been notified about this cosmic cube energy signal on his radar, and he knows that it's Gwen. You probably knew all along. And yeah, so it's you can see that they're starting to tie things up a bit, and yeah, just excited to see how this all ends up before it becomes number one again.
Woo, number one. My only question for you, AF. Do they reference anything that happened in the TVA books?
No, they did
Good.
not. They did not.
Yay. Okay. There you go. I want to talk about this real quick. TJ, did you read It's Jeff the Landshark number one?
Unfortunately, I didn't, but I
Horrible.
feel like such an idiot. I saw it. I forgot that this was a new issue, and I just thought it was a Jeff thing.
TJ, Thor is on the cover. You are a
Dude,
fraud.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And you want to know what makes it even worse is I literally took a picture of it in the comic shop to send to you because I was like, oh, I every time I see something Jeff, I always send it to you. And me and my girlfriend were walking in the shop. I was like, oh, look, there's Jeff. I got to take a picture of this for Damon. And I didn't even put two and two together that it was a new issue. So you're right, AF. I am a fraud. I should be fired from this podcast, and you'll never see my face again.
No. Don't leave. This is Jeff's very first physical comic, exclusive comic, not on Marvel Unlimited. This is a first printed Jeff comic, which is exciting. It's written by Kelly Thompson, of course. Artist Toki Takoro, a not Gurihiro. Colorist Jim Campbell, letterer Joe Caramagna, and editors Emerald Bonzadone and Jordan D. White. This is adorable. This is a Jeff book. There's a lot more talking and words in here than your typical Jeff story, and that's because it's not just a very small scroll on your phone infinity comic. This is like a full 28-page comic. But Jeff doesn't speak. So who speaks in this? Well, Jeff naturally goes back into Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, runs into his two little pet snakes, and does what Jeff always does, especially in Doctor Strange's Sanctorum, which you think he'd learn his lesson by now, but also it's Jeff, and he has like one brain cell, and that's why I love him. He just eats things in there. Not very smart of the little guy. And he knocked over a shadow demon enclosure, and it took his shadow. So now there's a little evil Jeff, mean little Jeff, running around causing havoc, creating a terrible name for him. And he's going all around the world, shadow portaling from here to there. His first portal that Jeff goes into, he runs into his old friend Deadpool from the King Deadpool days, back when Jeff was his little pet. And it's just cute.
I need to read this right now.
It's cute. Deadpool
that
and Jeff.
Cloak and Dagger?
Yeah, it's cute. It's a Jeff book. So Deadpool does a lot of the talking, Snakes do a lot of the talking, and Jeff's there being like, "I lost my shadow. I'm a sad boy. What am I gonna do without my shadow?"
Okay, so I have Jeff lore question. I'll make this.
Oh,
really
I
quick.
got you on Jeff lore.
Yeah, I know we're running out. So okay,
go on.
First question. First question. You say like Jeff doesn't talk, but like, is it one of those situations where like everyone else can, like Chewbacca, like everyone else can understand him, but like we just can't understand him, or is like no one knows what the hell he's saying?
Deadpool can kind of figure out his murs, but like half of it was Jeff trying to like sign language, like what's going on, like why he's all upset.
Yeah.
To be
so
like,
there's like, what the hell is this shark talking
yeah,
about?
he's like, why are you so upset? And he's like, the sun and the thing. And he's like, oh, you're missing your shadow.
Okay. And then second question, where the hell is Bats? Bats the dog. Doctor Strange's dog. He's in the Sanctum Sanctorum. He's talking to snakes and not bats. What the hell's going on?
You know you don't know the two snakes?
No, I know the snakes. I'm just saying, where's Bat? That's my boy.
Sleeping.
That bastard. I need a Jeff and
it's a big
Bats
Sanctum
book,
Sanctorum,
dude.
you know.
I guess so. The Sanctum is pretty big.
But Jeff and Bats have teamed up before.
Okay,
that
good.
is not like that's been a thing. Is there any other Jeff lore questions you got?
Yeah, I have one more, but you can make this quick because I'm sure there's a longer story to this. But like, where the hell did Jeff come from? Like, did Kelly Thompson was just like, hey, we should make this little shark?
No, okay, I got you on this. And also, if you want to know any of this from Kelly herself, we've interviewed Kelly several times. Yeah. She's talked about where Jeff came from. There's an entire Substack post on her Substack talking about the origin of Jeff. I'll summarize it for you. In the very first issue of West Coast Avengers, the West Coast Avengers are being attacked by a bunch of Landsharks that were summoned, I believe, by MODOK. In the background of one of the panels, there's a very confused, upset-looking shark. And she got inspiration from that to be like, oh, this little guy, like, they're all sharks, but this one didn't really want to be here. He's just confused. So later on in the series, the Landsharks come back, kind of like in a, and I will kill you by Landsharks type of thing. And that's when Gwenpool, who's a part of the West Coast Avengers, finds this little baby boy. And it's like, this is our pet now. And then when that series got canceled, Gwenpool brought Jeff over to Kelly Thompson's Deadpool run, because there's that whole famous panel. It's like, well, if I get canceled all the time, and if I get canceled and people forget about Jeff, he dies. You never get canceled. So here, take him. And then it's just been kind of like an ongoing thing. Jeff really blew up in 2020 when the pandemic hit, and Marvel did these at-home unlimited comics with Gurihiru specifically. And Gurihiru, they put in Jeff in like the background of each one of the comics. And people are like, oh, look, it's Jeff. And then Jeff just blew up.
Shout out Jeff, dude. I love it. I love when like a really weird, just like random ass character just like explodes in popularity. Like, that's awesome.
It's so natural,
Shout out
too.
Jeff. Yeah.
And then he just leveled up in Rivals as well.
Oh yeah. Like Rivals completely took it out of the comic space.
Took it in.
This is very much like a silly, I could very much say it like very much a silly little commentary on another mirror Jeff putting in a bad name for Jeff by causing havoc and people don't like him and stuff. Like, it's a little like meta commentary on it, which I think is very fun, very cute. Kelly did mention this was kind of just like this idea and everything. Like, we need a Jeff book now.
Is this an ongoing or?
This is a mini.
Yeah.
This is a mini.
Okay.
So I do want to quickly shout out before we go into our last book, which is TJ's book. I do want to quickly shout out Tokyo Takoro, because filling in for Gurihiru is very, very, very hard. They've gotten Jeff's, like, they nailed the Jeff design, like down to the cuteness, down to the storytelling in particular. They are, as Kelly said, storytelling masters when it comes to Jeff. They are the queens, the kings, the lords of Jeff, with Kelly with them. Tokyo Takoro killed this. If you did not know this was Guru Hero, you would not know. And Toka Tokoro also gave it, their own little flair. Like there's like some like really cute anime kind of like very flat, simple images of Jeff when he's sad, and it's just like it's very classic anime designs, manga designs. I love it. Very cute book, all ages book, not as much all ages as like the other Jeff books because this has much more words in it and with dialogue. But Deadpool is very PG, so anyone can read this. It's very cute. I love it. I love Jeff. Go pick this up. Jeff everywhere. There's also a variant cover of Jeff eating the Infinity Gems out of the gauntlet, which is hilarious. He's just got to eat everything. TJ last, but very much not least.
Yes, definitely.
Have,
this is
have
probably
ever,
my. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have any of you ever heard of this little thing called Invincible?
It's a little niche, so I don't know. You might not have heard of it, but this is my favorite book of the week, which is saying something because we had an Ultimates book this week, and we just spent like 20 minutes raving about how that's our favorite book. But Battle Beast is just so freaking cool. For all my members of the Invincicult out there, if you are for whatever reason, like, I don't know, what I can't think of the word right now, but you're like wishy-washy on the new Battle Beast. Sorry, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Pick this up. Pick it up. You will love it if you like Invincible. This is just pure, bloody, brutal comic book action. It's a great time. Ryan Otley is just doing what Otley does best. I mean, Otley has a great catalog of work under his belt, but I think we can all agree that his Invincible work is obviously legendary at this point. And just seeing it back in a physical comic book is so great to see. This issue, we get Battle Beast in a blood like fight. I forget what they call it. It's like blood battle or something, like an arena type thing. Just smashing through people, going through, and it's just so fun. And it also kind of gives a little insight into Battle Beast as a character in the sense of, yes, he's just this crazy dude that is looking to kill everything he can until something can kill him. But you see, like, through that, he actually like saves people and like is a hero to other people. And like we see that in a little bit with this blood battle after he defeats everyone. And the one guy that's with him, he's like, what are you so pissed about? Like, you just saved these people, you freed this guy, and he's just like, yeah, but I didn't get killed, so it sucked. So it's fun, man. It's great. Again, if you like Invincible, even if you don't know Invincible, or if you've just watched the Amazon show, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there like that, don't be afraid to jump into Battle Beast. You can jump into it completely fresh if you've never read Invincible, and even if you are not caught up on the show, it's for open read for everyone. But yeah, fantastic. I'll stop talking now.
You know what this sounds like, TJ? I think I mentioned this in the first issue, but as we keep going on, I just can't not think about it because I'm a horrible person. If we really want to make Kraven the Hunter a good guy in the movie, I feel like we should have just made a Battle Beast movie instead.
No, literally. I mean, that's basically what it is. And I was thinking, too, to get people a little excited out there, members of the Invincicult, I just was thinking of this, but this book technically does take place during Invincible. So who's to say that our good old boy Mark Grayson isn't going to show up at some time? I wouldn't be too surprised.
There you go. Nothing is impossible. Let's talk about next week's polls. I have 5 books, which isn't a whole lot, but it's also not nothing. Absolute Martian Manhunter, number 4. Absolute Wonder Woman, number 9. Minor Arcana from Boom Studios, number 6. Ultimate Spider-Man, number 18. And The Vision and the Scarlet Witch from Steve Orlando, number 2, returns next week. I mean, that is a stacked list on my end. Like, I can't say which one I'm looking forward to the most because I'm looking forward to all of them. I've been loving Absolute Martian Manhunter. Absolute Wonder Woman, maybe my favorite Absolute title. Ultimate Spider-Man, was my number 1 title of 2024, and it's still very high on that list right now. I've been digging all of these. Gentlemen, what do you have? Starting with you, AF. What do you got?
Yeah, so for a book that dropped this week that I'll probably be reading very soon, Satana number 5. And then the books that are actually dropping next week is Flash 22, Green Arrow 25, which is amazing. It's probably one of the best all-in titles right now, Green Arrow. Superman 27, and then the final part of, or final issue of We Are Yesterday in Justice League Unlimited number 8.
All right. TJ, what you got?
Well, I have everything that you do, basically, except the one thing I have that you don't is Incredible Hulk, number 26, one of my absolute favorite books. And yeah, that's really it. I also have Uncanny X-Men, number 16, but I am a couple issues behind on Uncanny, which is the only reason I didn't mention it. But yeah, other than that, we have exactly the same. And for me, Manhunter is my book, man. I love that book. I'll just leave it at I love that book. I need to stop going on and on.
What we do is we go on and on and on because the comics go on and on and on, and they never end, and they'll never stop. They'll go on forever. Thank you all for joining us today. Much appreciated, TJ and Brandon. And huge shout out earlier. That was wild. Stefano Nessi, the artist from the Gwenpool book, just popping in the chat. Very fun. Thank you so much for popping
Stefano.
in.
Thank you.
That was great. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me as always. And for everyone, do not forget to go support your local comic shops. Go to comicshoplocator.com to find the nearest comic shop near you. Go support your shops. And until next time, everyone, we'll see you soon.